An international team of researchers has been awarded a grant of more than $11.5 million, about $14.5 million USD, to organize an underwater archaeological survey of ancient ruins that are currently submerged beneath the Baltic Sea and the North Sea in northwestern Europe. These now flooded and ruined Stone Age settlements existed more than 3 million years ago and only ended sometime between 4000 and 2000 BC. The upcoming explorations of the underwater Stone Age settlements will be carried out under the auspices of the SUBNORDICA project, a cooperative venture to be undertaken by underwater archaeologists and other researchers from several European nations, including Germany, Denmark, and the United Kingdom. The first Subnautica missions will be launched sometime in the first half of 2024, and they are expected to produce results that will illuminate ancient mysteries about the lifestyles and settlement patterns of Stone Age peoples. The SUBNORDICA project is being funded by the European Research Council, a collective enterprise that supports scientific and technical research conducted in nations that are a part of the European Union. In total, there are 4 institutions participating in SUBNORDIA: the Lower Saxony Institute for Historical Coastal Research, NHK, in Wilhelmshaven, Germany, the University of Bradford in the United Kingdom, Aarhus University in Aarhus, Denmark, and the Museum Mosgaard, an archaeological museum in Denmark that is affiliated with Aarhus University. The project team will also include researchers from the University of York in England, the Geological Survey of the Netherlands, and the Flanders Marine Institute of Belgium, highlighting its unquestioned international flavor. Archaeologists and ancient historians are certain that abundant ruins and artifacts from ancient civilizations are lying around on the North and Baltic Sea bottoms, frozen in time beneath the rough waves of these northern outlets of the Atlantic Ocean. Fortunately, these ruins have been protected from the erosive forces that would have left them crumbled and decayed had they remained on the Earth's surface. At the end of the last period of glaciation, which occurred between 15,000 and 8,000 years ago, the melting of all that ice caused a dramatic rise in sea levels across the globe. Since prehistoric people often settled along coastlines, just as humans commonly do now, the flooding that followed the melting of the glaciers would have inevitably submerged many of these ancient Stone Age settlements. According to the latest calculations, sea levels around the globe were at least 330 feet, 100 meters, lower than they are today before the end of the last glaciation. By the time seawaters had finished rising to their current levels, approximately 7.7 million square miles, 20 million square kilometers, of land adjacent to the planet's coastlines would have been flooded and ultimately lost forever beneath the surfaces of Earth's oceans. As a result of this global catastrophe, an incredible collection of ruins and other artifacts from ancient civilizations disappeared from view as the people who built and occupied them were displaced and forced to move inland. This has created a gap in researchers' understanding of ancient history, one that can really only be filled through the efforts of underwater archaeological experts to explore seafloors located near present-day coastal areas. Along the prehistoric coasts of the North and Baltic Seas, there were more than 1.2 million square miles, 3 million square kilometers, of inhabitable land flooded by rising sea levels. This land included fertile coastal plains, verdant river valleys, crystal-clear freshwater lakes, expansive shorelines, and a few offshore islands. The area would have been ideal for human settlement, which is why the SUBNORDICA project experts have targeted the North and Baltic Sea bottoms for extensive exploration. There is another reason why the SUBNORDICA initiative is being launched now. There are growing concerns that wind farms and other renewable energy projects being installed along northern European seacoasts could result in the destruction of sensitive underwater archaeological sites, which would be most abundant relatively close to shore. 20,000 years ago, the global sea level was 130 meters lower than at present. With progressive global warming and sea level rise, unique landscapes, home to human societies for millennia, disappeared. Archaeologist Vincent Gaffney, the leader of the Submerged Landscapes Research Centre at the University of Bradford. The SUBNORDICA mission will be nothing if not thorough. Its roster of researchers will include experts in archaeology, marine geology, geophysics, paleoclimatology, computer modeling and simulation, artificial intelligence, submersible technology, and other fields, who will either be assisting in the underwater explorations or helping to interpret their finding. One of the most experienced participants in this exciting project will be Jeff Bailey, a British archaeology professor from the University of York, who also teaches at Flinders University in Australia. Professor Bailey was recruited to the project, in part, because he has led underwater explorations of submerged landscapes before, in the Mediterranean, the Red Sea, and the coastal areas of Western Australia. The submerged landscapes of the continental shelf are a major gap in our understanding of human history, and their investigation is a worldwide challenge, Professor Bailey stated in a University of York press release. This project will bring together the necessary concentration of resources and expertise to make decisive advances in knowledge, especially in exploring the more deeply submerged landscapes that were drowned by post-glacial sea level rise. While there has been much speculation over the last few decades about sunken ruins from lost civilizations, like those from Atlantis, for example, that might be found off of the world's coastlines, the SUBNORDICA project will be the most extensive effort yet launched seeking tangible proof of this fascinating possibility.